I'm Marley.
I'm Maria.
And I'm Kendra.
Welcome to Cafe Hachidori.
Okay, what are you guys drinking tonight?
I'm having spearmint and peppermint tea.
Yes, but not green tea.
No, not today.
Not today. You're changing things
Oh my
on
gosh.
me. Somebody should mark the occasion. We should have like a bell or like a torch signal to light every time Marley doesn't have green tea.
It's gonna snow tomorrow.
Jesus Christ, I hope not.
Kendra?
I have a
What do you-
Coke because I need the caffeine. The struggle is real.
That's fair. I got a hojicha latte. It's a type of green tea latte.
There's the green tea.
There it is. Not tea, but where? But relevant.
It's
All right.
great.
Yeah. Let's go jump right into real skating versus the Yuri on Ice characters. So what I mean real skating, I mean real skating stars and skaters versus the characters from the anime.
I'm so proud of myself. Like, this Winter Olympics, I totally, like, hunkered down. I watched a lot of the ice skating. I was really invested in it, so...
Girl!
I did.
Oh my gosh. Marley and I were like, ah!
I watched that, and I watched curling.
I was so nervous that I had to do a few jumping jacks and run around my house a few times, and Maria heard it.
She did. She had to do some laps and, like, wear herself out.
That's so funny.
But yeah, we watched the Olympics, just rooted for our favorite skaters.
It was a wonderful competition season. It was.
It was.
Alright, but in regards to Yuri on Ice versus skaters, as those like wonderful skaters that we talked about, it's important to note that I'm really happy actually in this regard that people didn't compare Yuri on Ice skaters to the real skaters during the competitions.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of nice too, because there was just this, like, the anime just provided a really nice kind of gateway into people being interested into figure skating, and so people, like, did their research. Me and my other friends who, like, really liked Yuri on Ice were, you know, excited to see a whole bunch of people go on and excited to see them succeed, and we're, like, identifying moves and, like, all of their routines and everything, and it was just so great. And I think that did a lot for the popularity of figure skating this season, I'm sure.
It did. It definitely did. But it also is like one of those double-edged swords where there are those fans that are just like, Yuri is exactly like Yuzu, and you're just like, no! No!
They are, in fact, different entities.
So that's basically what we're talking about. So oftentimes, the characters are, like I said, compared to real live skaters. The number one misrepresentation was Yuzu to Yuri.
For those of you who can't tell, Yuzu is short for Yuzuru Hanyu, the best ice skater from Japan.
Best ice skater from Japan? You mean best ice skater in the world, thank you.
In the world from Japan.
However, there are bases for the characters, so there are people that the characters are based off of. Most of the characters were based off of other skaters from their country. So like the Chinese skater was based off of the popular Chinese skater, Boyangjin. But otherwise, most of the skaters are based off of, like, people from their own countries. There is, like, the whole thing of picking from certain places. But, I mean, it looks pretty great. Like, we do not have a JJ in America. No, in Canada. He's Canadian, isn't he?
He is Canadian,
Yeah.
and please, Canadian people, don't get mad. We know you hate us, and we don't want to be associated with it.
I mean, no one really would want to. I mean, I wouldn't want to be
We don't even
associated
really-
with him.
We live here, and we don't even really want to be a part of this. It's fine.
Actually, Canadian people really liked JJ, because they were like, finally a character that breaks the stereotype.
You know, that makes sense. I can see that would make sense.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Canadian fans saying, oh my gosh, I love him. He's, like, not your typical apologetic Canadian character.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Would you like a donut?
Or saying, like, A at the end of, like, all their sentences, because that's not a thing that Canadian people do.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, eh?
Yeah, like, they don't do that.
I know they don't.
Most, at least.
Especially because JJ is supposed to be from the Quebecois, French part of Canada, so...
Leo, who's American, based off of Jason Brown, American. Then Chris, he's Swiss. I don't know very many Swiss skaters.
I don't either.
On to Pichit.
Pichita!
Pichit is based off of Michael Christian Martinez. This may be a an exception to what Marley said earlier, because Martinez is a Filipino skater and not particularly Thailand, even though every other skater is based off of the skater that their respective country is from.
Like, a lot of skaters that skate for Thailand are American-born citizens.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Which isn't an issue because, dual citizenship does exist.
Yeah. Or they might be mixed descendants, which is why they have the dual citizenship and,
Yeah, but I was just like, that's really... It was interesting because a lot of the skaters from the official ISC register from Thailand are born in typically California, which isn't a big surprise.
So it's a very interesting decision on Kubo's part to make a character from Thailand, even though Thai figure skaters aren't very famous in comparison to like Russia or Japan.
Yeah, I like it. I like the entire, because you typically, when you think figure skating, you think like Russia and Japan and America, because those are the big names for like all of the big events in terms of winning.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time. So having characters from countries like Thailand is really, really wonderful, because you're just like, hey, that's not a country that's typically representative in the big names of the sport as it is.
And we just all love Pichita as a character.
We do. So cute.
So I have a question to the audience. If anybody knows Thailand skaters who are actual Thailand citizens, please do tell us.
Yes.
Give us knowledge. We are eager to learn.
Yuri P was based off of Yulia, who is a wonderful skater. Until
I love her. She's an she's an actual ice fairy.
Yes.
Yeah, but she no longer skates, so that's kind of sad.
I know, I'm so disappointed. I'm just wondering why, of all skaters, Yuri Plisetsky was based off of a girl and then everybody else is based off of a male.
I think it's because of Yuri's age, one, and his technique. So what I'm saying here is Yuri is 15, I believe, isn't he? Yes, he's 15. She's a character that was his same age, first off, also from the same country as him, and Yuri learns ballet, and Yuri has he's flexible, so he can do a lot of the moves that female skaters can do that male skaters typically cannot. So I feel like they had to base him off of a female just to figure out how he would go about doing it, because he isn't thinking of it from the same perspective.
Yeah, and talking from more of a dance background, which is what I'm more familiar with, is seeing Yuri go through just his dance training, is he wasn't even do what male ballerinas do. It was very much all of these beautiful grand bas mots and all of these gorgeous pirouettes and stuff like that are very, very prominent and very expected for a lot of women and principal dancers. Which is something that's kind of amazing to do, is that even as a 15-year-old, when you gain that sort of a flexibility, even as a male ballerina, it doesn't ever, of course, they have their own physical extremes in a lot of their things that they're doing, but as a lot of with arts, there's usually more women than there is men, and that bar for women is a lot higher.
Yeah. So I feel like the only person they could base Yuri's character on was Yulia, because she was the closest in age as well as the closest in technique.
And my other question is, are there no male junior skaters from Russia that are famous? Because I can't really think of any.
No.
So that may be another reason.
One of the things about Russian skating is that for a really long time now, actually, there haven't been a lot of good, big male figure skaters. But yeah, there aren't any males really for figure skating that they could have based Yuri on. Alright, time to move on to Victor.
I like this note down here about how Victor's appearance came to be. So Kubo, the artist of Yuri on Ice, made a tweet about Victor's visual design, and she thought of the American actor John Cameron Mitchell, who she saw during a trip to New York, and that's how he came to be. So she's basically a fangirl and based a character off of an actor she likes.
I love it.
I love it. That's the dream.
But yeah, so looks-wise, pretty much like a mirror image of John Cameron Mitchell, but career-wise, very similar to that of Plushenko.
Yeah.
Who is a living legend, like Victor is so-called.
So then we're just on to Yuri, main.
So there has been a lot of debate about Yuri being based off of Yuzuru.
He's not.
That is the answer.
Yeah.
No.
As you can see, Marley and I strongly disagree for many reasons, and one of them being that Yuri just doesn't have the personality that Yuzuru has.
At all.
At all. Yuzuru loves to be flamboyant and take the spotlight and, like, put on a show for everybody, but Yuri is very, like, he doesn't have much self-esteem, not much confidence, especially before Victor came into his life.
Yeah. If you want to be extra, you are Yuzuru.
Right.
And so Yuri is also, when you look at like skating statistics, at the time of the anime coming out, by the 2016 season, Yuzu had already broken his world record a lot. he's only broken his world record 2 more times since 2015. So he had the highest score all throughout 2014 and 2015. Additionally, he was the youngest to win an Olympic title since Dick Button, who got his Olympic title in 1948.
I'm sorry, did you say his name was Dick Button?
Yes.
Yep.
Dick Button. Yuzu was the first Asian figure skater to win men's single Olympic gold. He was also the youngest to win the Olympic gold since Dick Button by 2014. Then he was also the first Asian to win the Grand Prix final of the Olympics and World Championships in the same season, which was 2014, and the only skater to do it since 2002. He holds the largest victory margin, any of like the big events, so Olympics, Worlds, or Grand Prix, of 37 points. He's the first skater in history to successfully land a quad toe. He's the first and only skater in history to win 4 consecutive Grand Prix final titles, 2013 through 2016. And he's the first men's singles figure skater to win multiple world championships. And he was the first skater to successfully land 3 quads in the second half of this free skate program. Does any of that sound like Yuri K?
God
No.
damn, dude.
And mind you, most of that was all done, except for like the 3 quads, because that's actually 2017. But everything else was in the 2016 season or before, which means that a lot of this happened before the run of Yuri on Ice, right? So
yeah.
Yuri is like #1 skater in Japan, which is like the only thing that really you can think about in that regards, but he doesn't have any of the same accolades at all. Nor the same personality, which is also really big, but like they do not have anything really and similar other than them being #1 skater, basically. In comparison to all of the other skaters who like have looks or have technique or have characteristics kind of similar to their base characters, Yuri is the most different than the supposed Yuzu base.
Yeah, Yuri Katsuki is kind of an exception to the others just because he doesn't have a clear-cut base, but he does have influences of Yuzuru and this figure skater from Japan named Tatsuki Machida.
Yes. Any other last comments?
Don't think so.
All right, time to wrap up.
If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe us.
Leave us some comments below. Ask us questions, and if you do know of any skaters that are from Thailand, please let us know.
I would really want to know that, so I can
Tell us.
So we hope you join us again at Cafe Hachidori.
Bye.